Hello there guys, and welcome to this Xplane11 video and my very first contribution to the FSElite channel. This video is going to be a first look at the long-awaited Boeing 737 Ultimate. The Boeing 737 Ultimate was built by some great folks in the Xplane community, and it is available for you absolutely free of charge. In this first look video, we are going to be examining the aircraft textures, 3D modeling, aircraft systems, and then we're going to start it from a cold and dark state as usual. We're going to take it for a short flight around Albuquerque, New Mexico in the United States, and we're then going to head back to the airport and land the aircraft. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let us begin by taking a look at the exterior 3D modeling and texture work. The very first thing that will strike you when you first look at this aircraft is how well PBR has been implemented on this aircraft. As a matter of fact, I think this is the very best PBR implementation I have seen on an Xplane11 aircraft. The 3D model itself is an authentic replica of the Boeing 737-900, and the details are exquisite when you look at the aircraft wing, the engine, the nose wheel here, the landing gear. Everything really has been done to a very high standard, definitely payware quality, available to you absolutely free of charge. Just look at that majestic look of this aircraft. In terms of the exterior 3D modeling and texture work, the application of PBR, the details, really the quality of the final finish is outstanding. A job very well done by the team who developed this 737 Ultimate. The interior 3D modeling and texture work of the 737 Ultimate again is done to a very high standard. In fact, it is exactly the add-on available for the Zibo Boeing 737. So those guys have collaborated on creating this plane, and those textures are the modded textures available for the Zibo. They are now also available for the 737 Ultimate. And as you can see here, the overhead panel is very representative of that of a Boeing 737. It's very similar to the 800 in terms of its systems. The 900 version is slightly larger in size, but in terms of the systems, I believe they're pretty much the same. And we're going to go ahead and start the aircraft in a little while. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3D cabin. As you can see, this aircraft has a fully modeled 3D cabin. It's not bad, actually. It's looking pretty good. For those of you who are fond of 3D passenger cabins, this one has got a fully modeled cabin. The 737 Ultimate ships with a nifty little control panel, which you can access here. Of course, this is not yet complete, as this is a pre-release version. But as you can see here, you can configure your lights. You can look at the airport charts, which is a great feature. And you can also access the aircraft checklist here, as well as many other functions that are still not fully developed, and they will be available in the initial release. Okay, let us go ahead and start the aircraft now from a cold and dark state. We're going to begin here. By the way, I think this is the heads-up display. Not sure why the color is as it looks purple, but never mind. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. Again, take notice of the nice sounds. This is the Audio Bird set for the 737 Ultimate. Emergency lights are armed, left after fuel pump is on, and let's go ahead and start the APU. The FMC has some nice features as well, which you can tweak to your liking. If you go to Advanced here, you have access to the aircraft sounds. There's quite a bit of features here that you can tweak to your liking. I'm not going to go through all of them in this video. And also you can set the alignment to be real, long, or short, plus many other options here, as you can see. You also have the ability to start the aircraft from a cold and dark state or a turnaround, plus several other features here that you can tweak to your liking. Okay, let's go ahead and head back, and we'll go to the FMC, and let's see here where we are in terms of the APU. EGT is now dropping, and at about 4 here, the APU should become available. There we go. The APU is now available. Again, take notice of the sounds. Very nice sounds, very immersive. They're not exactly, by the way, 100%, but they're very darn close to the real thing. We'll go ahead and set the iris to nav mode. And we're going to head over here and set the yaw damper to on. And we'll move over here. This goes to TR1, and this goes to the APU generator. Again, this is simulated. Now you can see the power. The APU is powering the aircraft. Let's head down here. Let's see. Non-smoking sign is on, and fastest seatbelt sign is on. Let's click on attendant. That works. That one works as well. And we'll go to the window heat. Turn those on. We don't need that at the moment. And the left pack is on auto. Isolation valve is open. And the right pack is in the off position. We'll turn on the APU bleed. We're pretty much now ready to start the engines, but let's go ahead and enter some information into the FMC. So it says enter iris position. We're going to go ahead and go to position initialization. We are at Albuquerque, Kilo, Alpha, Bravo, Quebec. And we're going to head to the next page, grab our GPS position, and enter it here. Route today, we're just going to simulate anything here. Let's say Salt Lake City, Kilo, Sierra Lima, Charlie, and flight number is Delta 2547, and that's good. Let's go ahead and access the departure page. We're going to be departing runway 08 through the Grizz 3 departure, or you know what, I think Largo 3 through the Romeo Sierra Kilo transition, and we're going to activate that and execute, and we're going to arrive into Salt Lake City, runway 16 left, an ILS approach through the Delta, actually we'll select this one here, and the helper transition, and we're going to say execute. Let's go to the next page. As you can see, we have a disco, and we're going to clear that disco and execute. We'll go to initial. We should get the performance page, but for some reason we don't. So let's go to performance initialization. All right, so there we go. And zero fuel is set, reserves is 1000, cost index is 35, and we'll just select 3404 for our altitude today, and we'll just say execute in one limit. Again, very accurate operation of the FMC, and this is something that we're accustomed to in the Zibo, Boeing 737. This is actually the same Zibo mod FMC. So the outside temperature is 9 Celsius, so we'll put 9 here, and we're going to derate, takeoff speed with flaps 5 for departure, and the center of gravity is 22.4%. That gives us a trim of 4.7. V1 is 129, V rotate is 130, and V2 is 138. Again, as expected, this is the Boeing FMC operation working per design intent. Pretty accurate simulation, again, of the Boeing FMC. Let's set our trim. Now that sound isn't very realistic, but again, close enough. And just bear in mind that this is a freeware aircraft. I'll turn the flight directors on. Look at that 3D cockpit, just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so everything is looking good now. We're going to go to the next page. We're going to put this page on the climb page, and we are now pretty much ready to call the pushback truck and get out of our position. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn on our anti-collision light. Okay, let's make sure our parking brake is set, and let's configure the aircraft. So we're going to turn on the fuel pumps, and we're going to turn off the left pack. What is that? Oh, that's the, those are the jetways, okay. Alright, we can now release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And we have received our clearance to start the engines. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the engine number 2. Now we have to wait until about 24% of N2 before we give it some fuel. Very nice engine sounds. There we go, 24%. Alright, we're going to go ahead now and start the engine number 1. And again, we're going to wait for 24% of N2. And we have a good start on both engines. Let's go ahead and change the engine mode selectors to continuous. And we're going to turn on the generators now. Okay, and let's see here. Probe heat is on. We'll turn on our hydraulics. And left pack and right pack on auto. Isolation valve on auto. Engine bleeds are on. APU bleed is off. And we're pretty much ready to go. Now we're going to turn all the taxi lights on. And we are going to turn the logo lights on as well. And we're going to turn off the APU.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Alright, parking brake is set. Now you'll notice that the
disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And the reason why is because the aircraft started moving before it was fully aligned. So I don't think we're going to see, let me check here. Yeah, as you can see here, it says 10 now. And I think we may need to turn them on and off. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this part now, as this is a first look video. But this is the reason why it hasn't aligned. I've done a few tests before making this video, and I can assure you that the IRS is aligned perfectly when the aircraft is stationary.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, we are now ready to go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set our flaps and auto brake to rejected takeoff. I had to reset the IRS alignment as we started to move the aircraft. We started the pushback before the IRSs were completely aligned. So that is very accurate behavior, by the way. If you move the aircraft before the IRSs are fully aligned, it will mess up the alignment. So I had to redo it. So while the IRSs are aligning, we've got about 5 minutes left before full alignment. I've changed the time to nighttime so I can show you the cockpit lighting, which I think is done extremely well on this aircraft. So let's go ahead and let's see here. There we go. And some floodlight as well. And I'm going to come back here. Main panel. Still says 738 here. Let's go back up here and change the, let's introduce panel lights. There we go, and circuit breakers as well. And let's take a look now. As you can see, the cockpit lighting is very immersive. Again, it's not 100%, but it's very, very good. Very immersive. Again, for a freeware aircraft, I think this is stupendous work by those folks that developed this aircraft. It's really very commendable to see some fine folks collaborating and putting up their collective effort to the community to enjoy this beautiful aircraft. Alright, so we're going to wait for the alignment to complete. In the meantime, we're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights. And actually, let me turn the strobe lights on and take a look at the aircraft from the outside. Let's turn on the wing and the wheels as well.
For takeoff, please.
Okay, as you can see, the aircraft is looking absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful light, dynamic lighting, position of the light and the way it reflects on the aircraft is done quite well. Really a well-made aircraft in every department. Look at that PBR, just how realistic it looks. Very, very well done indeed. Really an overall a masterpiece of an aircraft developed by the Xplane community. The irises are now fully aligned and we're ready to go, so I'm going to release the parking brake and give the aircraft a little bit of power. Let's go ahead and listen to the engine sound as we increase power. Very nice indeed. Really a very well-made aircraft in just about every department. This is our turn to the runway, so I'm going to just go ahead and idle the power now. And we're going to make our final stop right over here and just make sure everything is okay for departure. Right, parking brake is set. And let's go ahead and turn on the auto throttle. Flaps are 5. Auto brake is on rejected takeoff. Landing lights on. And strobes are on. We are now ready to go. The lighting is really implemented very well on this aircraft. As you can see, the reflection of the aircraft, the dynamic lighting is done quite well. I really like how this aircraft modeling, lighting, everything really has been done with a lot of care and to a very high standard. Well, folks, we are now cleared for takeoff, so let's go ahead and set the power. And toga. A little bit of wind here. 80 knots. We're coming up to V1. V1 rotate. Really beautiful sounds on this aircraft, both the exterior and interior. Let's go ahead and start retracting the flaps. And we can now retract the flaps, flap 0. We are now making our final approach back to Albuquerque, and hopefully we can land the plane safely. Let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. And we're going to arm the speed brake. 500 feet to go.
400. 300, 50, 40, 30, 20,
Albuquerque.
We'll be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please remain seated with your seatbelt.
Well, folks, this brings us pretty much to the conclusion of our video. I do want to thank everyone who's contributed to the making of the 737 Ultimate. Really, we are very blessed to have such fine people in the Xplane community that collaborate to collectively bring this masterpiece to all of us to enjoy for free. On behalf of everyone at the FSElite team and for myself, Q8pilot, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.